So, in this vlog, I'm going to basically discuss poverty in general and like different perspectives people have towards poverty. So, this is actually a pretty difficult topic. Now, I know that bad people definitely use poverty against people. What the problem we have is that rich people are usually sociopaths. So many of them are. That's how they became rich. So they become rich and they have power over everybody, and then they can just like mistreat people. So we really cannot trust the institutions that that we rely on in order to sort of lift ourselves out of poverty. If I go into a store is run by an evil psychopath. You know what I'm saying? Like, these would be people who, have just did every horrible thing they possibly could in order to get to where they're at. And once they get to where they're at, you're at their mercy, because then you got to play the game by their rules, because they don't, okay, being a sociopath, being, Machiavelliist, I guess, is that the term we use for Machiavellism? A sociopath, a Machiavellist or whatever, having a dark triad personality type allows people to to get to huge, to achieve huge amounts of success. And I covered this in my last vlog. Poverty is a bad thing. And I think that a lot of people, they feel like their back is against the wall ethically, because the worst people in the world are the ones who get the top positions, and then it's kind of like they can dictate how things are at that point. So like if you wanted to do the right thing, you could be punished for it. So corporations control the United States for the most part. They're the ones who have the lobbyists, and the lobbyists are the ones who control Congress. And a lot of these people have influences over the presidency, and they have control and influence over the government, period. So they're the ones who really are controlling things. Now, the problem with this is that the people who reach that level are usually the worst human beings on the planet. And also, they kind of dictate how things go. Like, they're going to tell us that we either become like them or we're punished for it. So, like, that's probably why gang stalking is so, it took off, and, they can bribe police officers, and, they can, they just take control of things. Like, it'll be the worst people on the planet who are managed to get these levels of power. And once they take control, it's basically, we're at their mercy, because like if you even wanted to be decent, they could just punish you for that, and you can't survive. Which brings me to the other thing that I wanted to talk about. This is why I do believe in socialism on some level. And I do think that we should consider a universal basic income, not simply because of that, but also because of the artificial intelligence, the rise of artificial intelligence. So like, once artificial intelligence really starts to take off, a lot of jobs are going to dry up, because we realize that we can replace people with artificial intelligence, and then people are going to be out of work. So it's kind of like so this thing right here, like, so I think that certain things are a human right. Like, humans should have decent food and should have a safe place to live, and these are human rights. These aren't things that you have to earn. They're human rights. In a country that's this wealthy, there's no excuse for people to be poor or not have, because the country is too rich for that. It's not about whether we have the resources or not. It's about giving people power over us, because we already know that we can easily provide for everybody, and we do provide for everybody. We just ask that they serve the rich people. That's all. I mean, it's like, if you serve rich people, you get a job in which they control you, and they can dictate your whether you live or die, or they have power over everybody. But we have these resources for them. I mean, but the point is that a universal income, or socialism, is not popular, because socialism takes away the power from the wealthy and gives it back to the people. So if we were to become socialist, then the rich people don't have as much power because we don't need them anymore. It'd be like, well, okay, now regardless of what you do, I mean, you know. So the main thing that people will say is that it'll make people lazy. So it's kind of like, well, would people be motivated to work if you provided what they needed to them? Yeah. You want to know why? Because, I mean, we're talking about just providing them with the very basics. We're not talking about, giving them a Benz or a brand new flat screen. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about basic stuff like a safe place, a safe home, and food. That's basic stuff. It's not like we're saying we're going to give you a brand new Mercedes. People would still be motivated to work, most likely, simply because they would want more than that. So it's kind of like, what I'm saying is that it's enough to give people the basic human necessities without overdoing it. So it'll be like, okay, well, you don't have to, you're not forced to go out and do something that you hate. You're not forced to, but you're definitely encouraged to, because you're going to want more in life than just